Hi, leaders. Michelle Zito, Company Vice President in New York. And it's time. Celebration Weeks is coming. So Celebration Weeks is going to be from December 27th to January 3rd. And we know that this is a super special, extra amazing time for both us and for our hostesses, especially for our hostesses. So we know that there's going to be extra special gifts for them. There's usually some extra special gifts for us. So how are we going to start, really end 2017 with a bang and really bring in 2018 with super gusto to just have the best year ever? So one event that I've been hosting, I hosted it twice in my home, and I've done it with a couple of different groups with my team. And I got this idea from Mary Grace, and that is, she calls it Rob Your Neighbor. And others areas call it a Yankee gift swap. There's lots of different names for it, but it's funny because I did it back in October the first time, but now that it's actually the holidays, people will actually better understand the event anyway, because it's a game that many people have played at a holiday party. So it's a super fun, I kind of called it a hostess appreciation when I was doing it, and I encouraged each of my hostesses to come, and that they were welcome to bring 2 people. Now, I did the first 2 events at my home. I've since done a couple with team members in restaurants, in their homes. So I've done both restaurant versions of this as well as home versions. So invited them, since this is Celebration Weeks and it's right after the holidays, you could even call it, come steal the gift you really wanted. Because what it is we're inviting our guests to come. Again, I did past hostesses and I asked them to bring 2 people with them. I said it was an exclusive hostess event that they were welcome to bring 2 people. So it was really like a U+2. And I told them everyone would be leaving with a piece of jewelry. Because here's how it's going to work. Everybody comes. I just did light appetizers and whatnot in my home. In the restaurant, we had, again, a light meal or snacks. And as people arrived, they browsed the jewelry, they checked it out. But what we had available was we had 1 piece of jewelry for every person in attendance in a box or a gift pouch or, one of the packaging from Park Lane. So if there's 20 people in attendance, you'll have a table with 20 pieces of jewelry. And you'll hand out numbers on tickets. And number 1 will pick the gift first. So to backtrack for a second, I let them come in, they got drinks, they got a little something to eat, they browsed the jewelry, they tried on, and then I did at the start of the event do a very brief show. I really just did the top 3 trends in jewelry right now: mixed metals, fringe, and versatility. And I just real quick ran through a couple of tips on each of those topics with the jewelry on hand. Then we began the swap game. So whoever chose ticket number 1 got to pick first. So person number 1 selected a gift from the table and opened it up in front of everyone. That gave me an opportunity at that point to talk a little bit about that piece if necessary. I had them walk around the room and show everyone, and she returns to her seat. Now, person number 2 can either choose sight unseen from the table, choose a gift from the table, or she can steal from person number 1. So it's the known versus the unknown. Then number 3 can choose either to steal from 1 or 2, or she can pick from the table. So let's say number 4 steals from number 2. Okay, so that's her turn. She steals number 2 and goes back to her seat. Now number 2 can either steal from 1 or 3, or she can pick from the table. So here's what happens. As the game progresses, you get a great idea of what pieces people love. At the various events I've done, the ballerina was stolen for many times. Unicorn, Glam and Go, Marina. These were all pieces that were hot commodities. People were constantly stealing for them. Depending on the size of the room, you can limit this number of steals. I limit 3 steals per person. So if someone steals a third time, that's their last steal. If someone proceeds to steal from them, their only option is to pick from the table. So you continue on and on until the last person chooses. And then truly the last steal is done by number 1. So that's actually the best number to get, because number 1 gets to do the final steal, since on their original turn, they did not get to steal. So the purpose of doing this is, of course, it's fun. It's rewarding your hostesses for bringing their friends to you, not just at their show, but a second time at this event, or a third time, depending on how many times they posted with you. It lets you see what are the most popular pieces, and now you have them in front of you, feeling wonderful about you. So what we had done at our events was we set up host packets on a display. I used the table that had the gifts on it also had the hostess only, as well as these 4 host packets. So at the end of this super fun game, where everybody really had a super time, I said, okay, now I know that you're all thrilled with the piece of jewelry that you have. However, there's probably a piece of jewelry out there that you had stolen from you that you really wanted, or that someone stole from you, or you didn't get a chance to steal. So I'm going to give you one more opportunity to get another prize tonight. If you would like to set up any kind of a jewelry showing with your fashion director anytime, or in some cases it was with me, anytime, and then I set the time frame. So if you're doing this during celebration weeks, then you can say any time in the month of January or February, or you can say just January. If you're going to do this now, you can say December or January. Then you can tell me one more of these pieces that you would like, and I will secure that for you as a gift with your show. And you can choose to handle that however you'd like. You can use Rich Rewards and just get it for them in advance of your show. You can place the order using the 2 and 4 sale with the free with 90. You can, if it's a thank you piece, you can, I guess, pay for the thank you piece when it comes to their show. I personally like to secure that jewelry in advance. I'm happy to place the order because, of course, I'm going to get paid on the order, but also it lets them get that piece of jewelry soon. And I tell them you're going to wear it lots of times before your show to entice your friends to come. So if that's something you'd like to do, then come on up and grab a bag, and you'll also be able to redeem the extra dollars that are on the front of your bag, and I'll tell you how to do that as well. So now they're saying to themselves, wait a minute, I'll get an extra $100 and this extra piece? That's amazing. So at every single one of these events that I've done, we have booked at least half the room, depending on the size of the event. We had an event where we had 20 people and booked 15. I did one where there was 5 people and 100% of the people booked. With that group, I was a little worried that they may not start to take the bag. So I said, whoever takes the first bag gets 2 without even batting an eye. The girl sitting the closest turned and just went, and she picked up a bag, and that made everybody else grab bags. So the jewelry that we gave out in the game, in the swap, was jewelry from pretty much our personal stash. So extra jewelry from Rich Rewards, extra pieces from our kit, doubles we've accumulated over time. One of the girls did place an extra order and tapped into her kit a little bit, and she actually had 13 guests at the event that was here at my house Those guests placed $1,100 worth of orders, and she got 5 bookings. So it was absolutely worth the outlay of the jewelry in order to see all of that back. She then had a show to put in for the first 2 weeks of November, and therefore was able to recoup a bunch of her jewelry through level 1 Rich Rewards. So it always pays to be generous with your jewelry in doing events like this, because you can either decide, well, I don't want to let go of my jewelry and let it sit in your office or sit in your home or sit in your bedroom without bookings, or you can decide, I'm going to give some of this away, get more jewelry on more bodies out in society, which is only going to be great for everyone, and be generous with my jewelry in order to continue to get more shows booked. Just as a little aside, I had a guest come, a past hostess come with another past hostess on the one Friday night I had it. She booked to get a trinket necklace that was stolen from her. She booked another Facebook party. She's already held 2. She booked another Facebook party for January, but she was also a guest the very next day at 1 o'clock, the very next day with another one of her friends, which was now my next hostess. So at that show, there were only 4 guests, and the one who came the latest said, when I was doing the booking talk, said, I really would like to have, I really was thinking about having a show. I just moved and maybe I'll do a little something. And Maida, the same hostess, said, oh, you want to be one of Michelle's hostesses. She invites you to all kinds of special events. I was just at her house last night and I won this necklace. She had the Marina necklace. So once you have a show with her, she sends you presents. You get invited to stuff. It's so much fun. And the girl turned around and said, oh, okay, well then let me book something. And she booked, and her show was last week, and it was over 800 with 3 bookings. And Maida texted me 2 days after that show and said, you know what, can I change my show to a real show instead of a Facebook show? Yes, you can, Maida. Now, this will be her 3rd show with me in less than a year's time, but finally she decided to have the real show. So that's for celebration weeks, the 27th through January 3rd, December 27th through January 3rd. So do you want to hold your event during that time? Do you want to hold it sooner? If you're going to hold it later, then what are some things that you can do between now and then to get out there, to meet more people, to make sure that you'll have guests at your celebration event? Remember, we are in the fever pitch holiday shopping time right now. So you want to get out there and find ways. There are so many ways that you can add sales. Because remember, we are currently offering the best sale out there. To be able to get your 2 lowest price pieces, enabling you to get your 4 highest price pieces at half, especially if you're able to offer the $90 free item, think about, as December progresses, think about what is actually on sale when you go to the mall, right? When you go to the sale section at the mall at this time of year, especially the later into December, what do you find on sale? The out-of-date stuff, the out-of-season stuff. Oh, here's a 2-piece set. The top is a size 2 and the bottom is a 20 petite. It's all mismatched. Oh, let me get this sweater. Oh, it has 6 lipstick marks on it from the 92 people who tried it on. This is old merchandise that nobody wants. What are we offering? We are letting them take the newest, hottest ensemble of the month as a half-price item. We are letting customers take brand new, hot jewelry for free. Customers, not even besides what we let our hostesses do. So we are letting people have the newest and the best and the hottest for free and at a discount. That is not what they are getting at the mall. What about our gift card opportunity? Think about how many times you can be offering someone a gift card. When people are doing their 2 and 4 sale, they can take 2 $15 gift cards and put those aside, because we all have that person in our life, don't we? Isn't there that person? She's a cousin, she's a neighbor, she's a friend who is like, you know what, this year we're not going to exchange. And you're like, okay, no problem. And then all of a sudden on December 19th, she shows up at your house and she's like, I know we said we weren't going to exchange, but, and here she is with a little gift bag. Now you start sweating from your armpits because you don't have a gift for her. We're going to fix that tonight. We're going to get a couple of gift cards for you that you're going to keep aside in a nice little gift bag so that when Susan, that you weren't supposed to exchange with, comes on over with her little gift bag or whatever, you're going to say, I know, I got something for you too. And take out that gift card so that she can select whatever jewelry that she wants to get. Suggest the gift cards for the teachers assistants, the bus drivers. Do not dare get those teachers something from Bath and Body Works, because whatever scent you pick, she doesn't wear it. And don't dare let your customers give teachers and teachers assistants anything with an apple on it. They hate it. They're over it. It's going into the garbage. Okay? So think about all of these people that can benefit from that. What about men? Men need help with their shopping. They want a set. They want it to match. They want it in one transaction, and they would even prefer it to be gift wrapped. My dad used to do this to me every year on Christmas Eve. He would do all the shopping for my mom on Christmas Eve and then come up to my bedroom and say, Michelle, can you wrap all this for mom? That's how I spent my Christmas Eve afternoon every year of my life. Men love to do the sets. They love to do the gift card. They love to be helped. My dad does not shop online. If someone showed up to his home or to the bar he likes to frequent with items that my mom would like, he would buy it. He doesn't need a sale explained. He just wants to know what it costs and how it can be wrapped up. So be a solution out there to people who are needing assistance with their shopping. Think about the old timers, you know. They can't do them all. They don't want to park the car. It's hot. It's crowded. It's overwhelming. What about your friend who broke her foot? That person with the MS who has teenage daughters? These are people that, and I have specific people in mind when I say this, because these are people that I go help and do their shopping. And I highly suggest you do the same. All of these opportunities are ways to meet new hostesses, new people to bring into your big celebration event, so that now you will get a whole new crop of bookings to kick off your 2018. So I hope that some of these ideas are helpful for having a strong end to December and getting out there and having an amazing celebration weeks from December 27th to January 3rd. Let's make it a great end of the year.